Hey there, YouTubers. Luis here from Tow Universe. I want to wish everybody Happy New Year. I hope everybody has a happy, healthy, and prosperous New Year. So, with that being said, those couple videos that I posted there prior to this are the joys of owning a tow company. So, in the last couple weeks, we've had two trucks go down with catastrophic failure, both of them needing replacement engines or rebuilds, whatever you want to call it, but I'm replacing the engines. And this is a good example for, especially if you have followed my previous videos on how I'm always stating that you want to make sure that you have enough money in the bank account and then some for these issues. Because right now I'm probably looking at $20,000 in repairs. That doesn't include labor, that's just parts, that's engines, because of course I supply my labor, I'm not counting my labor, but if you had another shop do it, expect to add another 15 grand, so let's say 35 grand in the hole. But the difference is, I've got the money to do it. And I have stressed in my other videos that you want to make sure that you have enough money in the bank account before you start that business, or if you're in business, to be able to cover these types of catastrophic failures. They don't happen often, but when they do happen, it sucks, let me tell you. Because right now, and let's not think about what's broken, but let's think about the domino effect of what happens when these things happen. So, anytime one of my trucks is down like this, it's going to cost me a minimum of $1,000 a day of lost revenue. In addition to that, I got to move staff around. Now, since I'm moving staff around, and now my other trucks are taking on the load that these trucks are supposed to be doing, it's also causing even more wear and tear on the equipment that's out in service, that's out in the field right now. So it's a domino effect. And at any given time, those trucks can, since they're working even longer, they're not coming back to the shop for me to look at them. Any given time, one of those can fail. So it's just a big domino effect. And the biggest thing with these situations is you want to address the issue as quick as possible. Get it fixed, get it back out on the road, but you also want to fix it right. And a common mistake that a lot of tow companies make when they get into business is they try to go the cheapest way. And I'm sorry, whether you're a consumer utilizing a towing service or you're a tow operator, cheap and towing should not be in the same sentence. And I see this, I follow other YouTubers and stuff, and I always watch, they just try to skimp out on certain things, and it ends up backfiring. Whether they're buying crappy used parts, or they're using some mechanic who's doing it in their front yard, those are all things that you want to avoid, because you want it fixed right the first time. If it doesn't get fixed right the first time, more downtime, and more money's being lost, and more money's being spent. And this is why I can't stress that you need to have the money in the bank account to be able to cover these costs. And another thing too is for startups is, you're running very slim, and you don't have a lot of margin for error. And this is detrimental. Why? As a startup business, you want to take that money, put it back in the bank account, invest in a second truck. Because guess what? If I was an owner-operator and my truck was down like this, I might be out of business in a few weeks. So it's always, making a plan to get a backup truck, so that if this happens to you, you have another vehicle to use to keep the money coming in. Another thing too is when these things happen, it affects, if you've got employees like I do, it could affect them. And that's why you got to get it done as quick as possible. Like I said, I had to change some guys' schedules here, because one thing about me is I won't lay guys off. I won't cut a guy's hours because his truck is down. So how do you find out if you've got enough money in your bank account for these kind of unexpected catastrophes? So it's very easy. Let's say you're driving a Ram 5500 or a Ford F550, doesn't matter. Start looking around for a used motor. And a used motor through a reputable source, not some guy who's got him sitting in his backyard through a reputable source like LKQ or something of the like, and somebody that's well established, offers an actual warranty, and that's got great reviews. So get a price on the motor, then start calling around, or if you got a friend in the mechanical industry, find out what labor times is, and then times it by an hourly rate, and then tack on another 10% to that, just to cover fluids and unexpected things, gaskets and stuff like that, while you're doing that typical repair. And that there will kind of give you an idea of what to have set aside. You can do the same thing for a transmission or a rear end, and that'll give you an actual number. And yeah, that's the best way to go about it. But bottom line is, if you're in this industry or you're getting in this industry, make sure that you have enough money set aside for a catastrophic event. Because like I said, it's right now I'm in the hole several $1,000s in just parts, and that's something that you don't want to have to happen to you, especially when you're just starting up. And also look into how much money you're actually making out of these jobs, whether you're making enough or you might not be making enough to put anything aside. And that's where it comes to whether you're charging enough. And that's why you see a lot of like these companies that offer these $50 tolls and stuff, or they're just a cheap guy in town in general. Their stuff is always popping up on Marketplace because they can't afford to fix it, and then they jump into something else. So make sure that you're charging enough, and don't go by what your competitor's charging. And that's a misconception a lot of people have when they get in this business. They call everybody up, and then they charge what everybody else is charging. Me, on the other hand, I called everybody up, and I charge 25% more than everybody else. And guess what? It's worked out for me. It allows me to set plenty of money aside for stuff that come up. So anyways, I hope this video is helpful. And if anybody's got any questions, feel free to leave a comment and hit like and subscribe. Thank you.